Hello and welcome to our podcast. We are your hosts today, Sydney Day,
Schrodinger, aka Erin Smith.
This one is called the Enneagram
Non-experts.
Yes. We would love to say a quick thank you to our sponsors today.
Our 0 sponsors that we have.
We have 0 sponsors.
Yes.
This is a thank you in advance for all of you who will be signing up to sponsor us after
send
today.
Send a check.
Lots of money.
Venmo.
We accept anything.
Cash App.
Anyway, moving past that.
Welcome.
We're live.
To our podcast.
That's right, everybody. This is our podcast. And we are your hosts.
And our podcast is called
The Enneagram
Non-experts. We're your hosts, Erin Smith.
I love how we're just like redoing our intro. They're going to hear the intro and then they're going to hear us just redo our intro.
We got to reintroduce ourselves. Okay?
Yeah. We're still us.
We're still we
here.
We haven't let the fame change us.
The world ain't getting us down. Okay.
Not today, at least.
But hey, as promised, everybody, Erin's in the hot seat today.
Ooh. Just kidding.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, well, I am wearing a jacket that's fuzzy on the inside, so, it is a little hot, but...
You can take that off if it's hot.
Well, I like it.
Take it off.
Okay. It's not that kind of podcast, all right? I ain't taking anything off.
I misunderstood what the hot seat
Unless
meant.
it's layers. Taking off layers.
You telling me you got nothing under that?
What did Shrek say?
Oh, onions. Ogres are like onions.
Ogres are like onion. You peel a layer and you get to the heart or some shit like that.
Ogres
are like onions, but I'm
it.
pretty sure. I like onions.
I shot the whole time. I'm so sorry to the people at home for leaving my water bottle.
This is a Hydro Flask
what?
advertisement. Because all they see is the Hydro Flask on your side.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. All right.
That reminds me, folks listening to our podcast on a podcast app, we're filming every podcast now, in case you haven't heard. So if you were just listening, why don't you listen and watch?
Unless I have a giant pimple on my face, then only listen.
Yes, or if you're driving.
Oh, yeah, if you're driving.
Then you're good. We're not talking to you drivers. Don't open YouTube while driving.
Safety first.
But if you are not driving and you're just like sitting on your couch, even doing dishes,
well,
open up YouTube, look up Enneagram Non-experts.
The tube. We're on the tube.
We sure are.
Yeah.
And watch our podcast.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Are you ready for our first segment? Because fans who have listened to the past 2 episodes, I have forgot the order of things. But now I remember, not just because you told me earlier, but because I actually retained it.
Okay.
But we have this segment where we talk about what was the most, thing we did that is in our type, and then what was the, least thing we did.
Yeah.
And I'll go first, I guess, because every week I literally forget everything that I do. Mm-hmm. You'll ask me and I'll be like, I don't even know what I did today.
Same.
And I have a great memory.
Oh, same. Yeah, you guys, you listeners, you don't know this, but I always have to cut out 5 minutes of silence when we ask each other that question because we just both are like, I
you
don't
insert
know.
the crickets.
Yeah.
We literally just didn't think about it, even though
we created it.
Okay,
so
but one thing that is a huge me thing, especially, is I love to be needed. It is the best feeling in the world for a 2, and for me in general. And there was this one instance at work where someone wasn't feeling too good. So in my head, someone's not feeling too good. I'm going to get everything in my power to fix that for them. I run up to the other building. I get an ice pack from the freezer. We also do, in the first aid kit, there's, ice packs you can shake. I got that, too. So 2 types of ice packs.
Gotta be
prepared. I got Tylenol, ibuprofen, and Advil. And then I gave it to them.
Wow. And they didn't ask you to do it.
No.
You just you knew they weren't feeling well.
I knew they weren't feeling well, and I knew that they needed my help.
Mm-hmm. And you loved that.
Oh, and they were so appreciative.
Yeah.
And I was like, it just made me feel so good. I mean, it's not good that they were feeling bad, but the fact that I was needed and that it actually helped.
Yeah.
It's
like a
it
two's
was
dream.
the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. Well, and that's something I love about twos and about you is like really.
Tell me what you love about me, Sydney.
But you know, you're the type of person, like, it's such a good quality, I think, that I'm a little jealous of is like when something goes wrong, you no hesitation spring into action to help. Like that is your role that you've given yourself is, I mean, stereotypically it's called the helper.
Yeah.
But it's such like, I think that probably for twos, it's easy to see like the bad side of that. Like you need to be needed, but it's such a good thing because we need people like that who will just like jump in and help because like I'm the person who I just don't think quick enough. So if somebody's in hurt, my mind goes to, somebody else will help them.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and I like having people rely on me.
Yeah.
Like one of my coworkers, I have to drive her home every day. And like, I love it. It's not even something that I think about as an inconvenience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like in any situation, there's a spectrum of unhealthy and healthy.
Yes.
Why are you doing it? Is it your intention because you want them to like pay you back in the long run?
Right.
Versus you just doing it because you genuinely want to support them.
Yeah. And there's probably a little bit of truth in both of those things.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is okay. I mean, as long as you're aware of it and
because helping people makes me feel good.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's true for everybody. Like, it reminds me of an episode of Friends where Phoebe was like, does a selfless act actually exist? And
that's
it's
a good
like,
episode.
I don't think so because we always get something out of doing a nice thing for someone else, even if that something is just like you feel good about it. But that's still you feel good, so you're doing it so you feel good.
Well, and even she got stung by a bee or something, and I forget. Do you remember what she said?
I don't remember.
It was like she let the bee sting her. Oh, that's what it was. And then they were like, the bee dies, right? So you weren't getting like. It wasn't a selfless act. Like, you actually killed the bee.
So sad. Poor Phoebe. She was just trying.
Yeah. And then I will say on the other end of me doing something not like a two was, I don't know if you twos out there have issues with this, but I know I do. Just this thing called asking for help. I hate it. Because twos want to be needed, like asking for help is so hard because it's almost like, in my head, at least, it's a sign of weakness a little bit. So, like, and I know it's not, but in my head, that's what I think of when I'm, like, more hesitant to ask for help. So, this week I asked for help, and it felt good because I was helped. And you know what? I don't have to do everything.
You don't.
And that was a huge insight for me.
It's a big moment. Yeah, you're allowed to have needs.
Yeah, I'm allowed to ask for help.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Proud.
I'm gonna be that person that's like, help me.
But then the first time someone says no, you're gonna never do it again.
Yeah.
You're gonna be scarred for life.
Rejected.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, I had a couple like ones that stuck out as like the most type 1 thing. I think I was very much a 1 this week. But the biggest one I think I'll go with is just, so 1s are known to have this really strong inner critic and want to do the good thing and be responsible and like just all the good qualities. And it's really hard for me to make mistakes. I'm hard on myself. It's especially hard when other people see me make mistakes. Really hard for me to feel like that just destroys me. It makes me feel terrible. It makes me feel like I just effed everything up.
I completely understand
even when it's
saying.
the tiniest thing. And that's what happened this week. So yesterday, I got together with family to look through just like old photos of my grandma who passed last year. So we were like kind of celebrating because her birthday just passed. And I brought my camera because I've been practicing like just my photography skills. And I thought, like family gatherings are such a good time to just practice. And, this was no sweat. These pictures weren't ever going to be seen by anyone or go anywhere. But I get there and realize I forgot to bring my memory card, which is like forgetting film. Like you can't take a photo if you don't have your memory card. Yeah. So that was fine. I realized that I didn't beat myself up over that because I was like, who cares? Like, whatever. I don't need to take photos. But when we were leaving, my aunt asked like, oh, did you take photos? Because she saw my camera. And I was like, no, I forgot my memory card. And my uncle, who is a sarcastic guy, he's just like, you know him, but he makes snarky comments as a joke. But he and I are supposed to film a wedding together in October. Or not film, photograph. And so when I told them, I said I forgot my memory card, and he goes, oh, so that's the kind of person that's going to be working for me. And I know he's joking.
Yeah.
So I know
Still,
he's joking.
though, it
but it
hurts.
hurt. Like, it took all of me, Erin, to not go into a whole explanation. And I did start to. And that was the type 1 thing I did was I felt the need, instead of just laughing at his joke, because it was obviously a joke. I don't need to explain myself. He knows me. He knows I'm responsible. Like, he's not actually worried about the wedding. He's just making a stupid joke. That's David.
Yeah.
But I started to be like, I like laughed. I was like, haha. And then I was like, well, in my defense, like, I don't ever do this. And I started saying that. And I was like, I was putting photos on my computer right before we left, and we were in a hurry, and I just forgot my card. And I like over explained something, and I just felt the mood go down, because he was like, it was a joke. Like, and that was the most one thing I did. I felt so just like such an idiot. And then I felt the need to explain myself to show that I'm not actually irresponsible. Yeah. Even though my uncle's known me my whole life, he knows that.
I actually did something exactly the same today.
Really?
Well, I'm not a good speller. And I kept spelling people's names wrong and things wrong. And that's so unlike me. I'm like the type of person to go over an email 3 times. And I was just so discombobulated. And then I tried to explain myself, but they didn't care. Like, we were just going on messages. And then I was like, messaged someone privately. And I was like trying to explain myself. And they were like, what?
Right? Because that's the thing we don't realize is like nobody else actually cares.
Yeah. But I understand your frustration, because it's like, especially I feel like both of us, it's like we overthink, so it's really rare to make a mistake, especially a simple mistake.
I know. And the least type 1 thing I did this week probably is just I've been really into The Sims lately, which any of you listeners out there who play The Sims, you know how it goes. You get like obsessed with The Sims for like a week, and then you don't look at it for 3 years. And that's kind of how it goes. So I'm in my obsessed week right now. And
has it been a week or has it been weeks?
No, it actually hasn't.
Because I remember a little while back.
Well, yeah, like a year ago.
Was it a year ago? The last time?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, time flies, I guess. I thought that was more recent.
No. So I've been really into that. And so the least type 1 thing I've been doing this week is playing The Sims, like doing something fun before doing my chores, which is crazy. Like, I don't do that. And honestly, I don't love that I do that, because it's really hard for me. Like, if I'm in relax mode, it's hard to get out of relax mode and do chores. So I'd rather do stuff first and then relax. But I've just been so like, I just really want to play it. Yeah. So I've been playing, and then at like 8 p.m. rolls around, and I'm like, ugh, shit, gotta do the dishes. And
dang, who are you?
I know, it's crazy.
I definitely understand how you feel, though. That's why I think I have to, when I go home, I have to start cooking, or I'm just going to order.
Exactly. Later. Yeah, normally I do all my tasks first, because you have your energy from your day. But once relaxing starts, that's the end. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, good segment. We took a good long time for that segment today.
You know what? But I feel like it really related, and we had good things to say. So.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the real stuff, shall we?
Okay. I don't know about that, but we'll try.
I do. I know about it.
All right.
So, Erin.
Yes.
Should I copy what you did last week? We have a really special guest today.
That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
I see what you did there. So I am going to ask you some questions.
Okay, and I will answer them.
Great.
To the best of my ability.
Love it.
I will plead the 5th.
Okay.
All right.
Deal. So, Erin.
So, Sydney.
My first question to you, I'm actually going to preface a little bit with, I'm stealing from one of our listeners actually asked us this question on our Instagram today. So I'm stealing it from our end segment, because we already asked this question.
Yes.
You asked me last week. I'm asking you today, but I just want to give credit to that listener.
Of course.
So, Erin.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how you found out about your Enneagram type, and like,
Okay.
how did you know
What's the Enneagram?
that was yours?
Just
Shut
kidding.
the front door.
So it was a gloomy Saturday afternoon.
Really setting the
I was
scene.
sitting on a chair. It was cold. I stood up. Just kidding. I didn't stand up yet. So I remember it like it was yesterday. I was at 192 with you and was it Natalie and Keelan?
Yeah.
All of them?
Our old coworkers.
Yeah. And we were at 192 Brewing. Shout out to them. But anyway, so we were at this brewery, and I don't remember how it came up, but I mean, you talked about it last week, like you knew what it was beforehand. So I really learned about the Enneagram from you. And I remember, you know, we're both the type of people that are like, ooh, let's take a test and figure out, you know, what we are. Because I love learning more about myself, learning more about other people and how we can relate. And even if it's something like, you know, to some people silly, like your sign. Like I'm always like a Libra. I'm a Libra, for example. Like it's just interesting. Like even if it doesn't make any sense, like it's still fun to take tests like that. And so I remember you were like, take the Enneagram. And so I was like, what's the Enneagram? And then I think you briefly explained. I took the test and I got a 2, but you prefaced like, make sure you read about it first. And so I read about it, and it literally just right there when it was like the biggest fear is rejection. That hit me hard. And then I don't think it was that night, but like later on, I've taken the test so many times, so many different tests, and I'm one of those people that have gotten the same. And I've read all of them too. Like, I mean, I am a 2, but I relate to other numbers as well. But 2 was the one that really stood out for me personally, reading it, but also through the test.
Yeah. So it was really that rejection piece that made you realize that was the right number for you?
Yeah, and just reading more of the certain centerpieces of what a 2 is versus the other numbers, like certain things that a 2 can be, like overbearing or just this huge desire to be loved by everyone, no matter who it is. And I was like, that kind of hit me a little bit. And yeah, just being able to help people no matter if they ask or not, essentially. Yeah. I was like, ooh. Because, I mean, some of them I related to a little bit, but then it was going back to the main motivation that I was like, no, that's why I do things. I don't do it because I have anxiety or do it for security or to be good. I do it because I want to be loved, and I want that satisfaction of being loved.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like, I never doubted either that you were a 2. It just, like, fit you like a glove. Like, more than any other person I know.
More than O.J. Simpson. I swear the blood, like, made it shrink, okay? That glove fit, and everyone knows it.
Oh, my God.
Anyway.
Yeah. Cool.
2's O.J. Simpson. It relates somehow.
It's all the same.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool. Yeah. So it was like a pretty easy journey for you. You just knew.
Yeah. And even at work, like my main focus is relationships and making connections. So that's, I mean, it was pretty easy for me to, like, as much as I love, you know, to be successful like a 3 or to have security like a 6, like it's relationships that is the reason I do what I do.
Yes.
Like I'm not going to go do something unless a certain someone is there. Like, you know, like meeting people I love.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, you asked me this question last week. It's not one of our questions, but I thought it was a good one that you added, and I'm going to throw it back at you. Is there anything that you feel like you've learned about your type or any type or the Enneagram, like recently that you didn't know when you first found out?
You were going to ask me what my favorite color is, but you know, it's blue.
We already know.
What I've learned more recently, I'm much more complex than I think that I am. So when previously I would read about the 2 and I'd be like, that's it. I'm a 2, nothing else. And like, I think I really realized recently how I fit into all the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm mostly a 2, but I just feel like I relate to so many different ones at different times. And, we've talked about, like, 2s go to 8s when they're upset, and 2s go to 4s when they're healthy. And so just, like, realizing that and how it shapes my own life. Like, 4s they want to be seen as unique, and I want to be seen as that too. So it's interesting, like, when I'm healthy and I'm, like, sort of standing out in the crowd, I think that's why I use comedy a lot too. So I notice, like, that's when I'm healthy. So it's, I don't know, the more complexity of the Enneagram I learned since I first started my journey.
Yeah.
And just how it's really shaped me.
Totally.
Today.
Like the way that it's an integrative system.
Yeah. And I'm constantly thinking about how can I be, better too. And, like, I need, time alone and time to be independent and, like, write down what I want.
And that's that 4.
And kind of take charge and do things that I can maybe try to embody the other types.
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
Like, what would a 1 do today? What would an 8 do today?
That's kind of fun to do. Some in my Discord group, Enneagram group, we'll do this sometimes. We like try on a type for a week. And so you think, like, what would a healthy type 7 do? I'm going to try to do more of that this week or whatever. It's really fun. It's a good way to
it's
grow.
Great.
Cool. Well, next question for you.
Yeah.
Tell me about your ideal day, the perfect day in the life of Erin.
The perfect day. In the life of Erin. Well, I wake up at a sharp 8:30.
Oh, okay.
Okay. One of my favorite things growing up, because I always had a lot of people in the house because I have a huge, complicated family. But my favorite thing ever was waking up and knowing that people are already up or in the house. And so I love, like, getting coffee and just sitting and talking in the morning.
Wow, we could not be more different.
Yeah, well, that's why we're friends, I guess. Like, opposites.
So funny.
But that's what I would do for a solid, like, hour, catch up, and that's how I would start to get energy. Because I'm also an extrovert too. So, like, when I'm around people, I'm so energetic. It's like I'm having a Red Bull or something. I swear.
That's why you don't need coffee.
Then when I'm alone, I'm so tired I could sleep all day. I'm like,
wow.
I get, like, I wouldn't say kind of lonely, but, like, where you're like, you don't even want to get out of bed type of thing. But I think that's a good start to my day to, like, get energy and kind of recuperate for the day.
Totally.
And then I would probably, I'm a go type of person. So I would not want to have a break, to be honest.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
So what would you do?
I would probably, I love going to the park and
looking at the grass.
I just love grass. It's so nostalgic, like the touch of it. I would have a picnic with friends, like, I don't know, play some cornhole, some badminton, love that. And then I would go to the movies. I love going to the movies. And I love talking through the movies, as you know.
But at the appropriate parts.
We both said it, Jinx. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, love going to the movies, so I would do that. And then I would end it with, like, a dinner out with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe trivia or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks.
All right. So, what is your favorite genre of music? Why?
That is a great question, Sydney. Thank you for asking. I had no idea this question was coming whatsoever.
So it surprised me as well.
Yeah. I don't know how you come up with this.
Just came out of nowhere. It was like inspired by God or something. Just popped into my brain.
Interesting. Well, my favorite genre of music, and my work coworkers can attest to
your
the
work
coworkers. I don't know. I don't speak well. My coworkers at work can attest to this. I listen to a lot of nostalgic music. To be honest, probably the same music I listened to when I was 10.
Yeah.
But good music, okay? there could be more than, just Hannah Montana and Jonas Brothers and Jesse McCartney. But it makes me feel good. It reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah.
And honestly, they got some sick beats, okay?
I'm not going to lie. All those three you just named are like, yeah, I would listen.
Rockstar by Hannah Montana.
Oh my God.
Come on.
He could be the one.
He could be the one? If we were a movie, I mean, those are bops.
Yeah, they really are.
Solid bops.
Doesn't get better than that.
So yeah, mostly nostalgic music. Even not I don't just listen to Disney music, guys, okay? I know people think that because I talk about it a lot. That's like my main. But if I looked at my Spotify, there'd be some like, I don't know, Dirty Little Secret, some Green Day. Like, I listen to a bunch of different things, but that's just, my main genre is I like to listen to like early 2000s, pastime music. I'm not really into like EDM or country or...
So is that just because it reminds you of childhood, or is it just because you like the music?
It's both, I think.
Okay.
It's a mixture of both. It's nostalgic, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I gotta agree. Why change it? If you like something, just...
Honestly.
It's tried and true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to new stuff. Like, I do like... now I'm trying to think of somebody I like who still sings. I love Olivia Rodrigo, and I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But I also think their sounds remind me of like what I always listen to. It's not like anything different than I'm used to.
That's true. So. You're a girl who knows what she likes.
I guess.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, Erin, I hope you're ready for the serious stuff.
Oh gosh, I think I know what this question's gonna be.
Are you ready?
No.
Better get ready.
All right.
What is your relationship with anger?
I knew you were going to say that.
And how do you handle like stress and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I have no relationship with anger. I've never been angry in my life. I don't even... What is anger? What is anger? So my relationship is to repress the anger until I... yeah, that's it. I was going to say explode, but no, it's still in there sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, repress the anger. I think that, and I said this earlier, but to me, anger growing up has been a weakness, or I've looked at it more as a weakness. Like I've seen people get overly angry, so it's hard for me to express my anger because I'm very like a calm person, and I really I try to talk things out or talk about it. I'm not saying anger is like yelling. I don't mean to bring that parallel, but I mean like getting angry is not something that I do because of that. I also think there's another reason is like I said earlier, to me, sometimes it can be a sign of like weakness. Like if I'm angry, then like I want to still be approachable. I want to still be liked.
Yeah.
So if I'm angry, that is a chance for somebody else to maybe not want to talk to me and not want to hang out with me anymore. Even if I am angry at that person, like I still want their love. I still want their affection. So, it's multiple reasons. I have been getting better. It's not like, but if something does make me angry, usually I just keep it to myself, or I try to talk about it, whether it's like if I'm in therapy at that time or talk about it with a different person. But I try not to express it. I repress it.
Repress, don't express.
Exactly.
That's the motto.
Okay, piggybacking on that.
Yeah.
One thing that does make me angry is one of my, I wouldn't say it's a pet peeve. It makes me so angry is when people who are the instigators or are the bullies play the victim.
Oh, yeah.
That is my biggest thing that I get angry about.
It's like straight up like gaslighting.
Yeah. But one thing I will say about like twos, and, again, I'm not trying to stereotype all twos do this, but when I am unhealthy, it's really hard for me to put up boundaries. So I think twos in general are like emotional sponges a little bit. And so when somebody else is angry, like, I also don't react well to that. So not just me getting angry, but if somebody else is angry, like, that makes me really frustrated.
Mm-hmm. You're like taking on the emotions
exactly.
of other people.
And so, again, then it's hard to put up boundaries in those situations because you still want to have a relationship with them.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like, I struggle with that too, actually, like other people's emotions, not letting them affect me.
Yeah.
But it's like, you have to be able to remember, like, your stuff is your stuff. My stuff's my stuff. So if someone like is angry, someone else is angry, you just got to like remind yourself, like, that's okay. They can be angry. That's their thing. That's on them. Not necessarily if they're reacting badly to it.
Yeah.
Then that's where like you got to decide, is it worth sticking around or not? But yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. So pet peeves, do you have like any more like lighthearted pet peeves? Like,
yeah, lip smacking.
Yeah.
I hate lip smacking. I think it's gross. It like reminds me of people like chewing and stuff, or like any like lip noises.
Kissing.
Oh yeah, disgusting.
Yeah.
Gross.
I agree. It's great. I don't want to hear people or see people.
I'm also
kissing.
just like a very private. Okay, guys, people are always shocked when I say this because I know I have a podcast. I know a lot of people listen to it, but I'm a pretty private person. Like the only reason I'm talking about this is because I feel like I'm just talking to you in a room. And that's it. Like,
you don't have to see the people who
exactly.
are going to hear this.
Or see their reactions or anything. If that happened, then it would be a completely different conversation. I'd be like, my life is fine. Everything's great.
Yes.
Yes.
You have this like light on your face that looks really cool. I wonder if the camera has it. It's like, yeah.
I'm glad. Am I glowing?
You're glowing. Yes. Cool. Well, there's only one question left. And it's a fun one, y'all.
I wonder what that question's going to be. I don't know.
If you had to choose a TV character that you think you are most like, who would it be? And do not answer the same one you did on our first podcast.
I was thinking about that because, I'll repeat what I said.
Cool.
In the first podcast, I did say I was, unfortunately, Andy Bernard from The Office, only not because I'm as annoying as him, but because his motivation is, he wants everyone to love him, and he is a 2-wing 3. He wants, he will mimic Michael to get him to like Andy, and that is something that I have done in the past where I sort of take on the other person's, interests and stuff because I want to relate to everyone. I think that's a huge reason why I, get along with so many people and why I try to make as many connections as I can is because I take something that they like and I kind of just run with it.
It's the whole reason we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Just kidding. I think you actually like the Enneagram.
I do. But I mean, I would not have done it if I didn't have you or be introduced to music or anything like that. But it's not something that I'm like, oh, I'm only doing it because I want. I love to learn.
Yeah, so you actually end up liking the things.
Yeah, so it's not always the same case. Sometimes it's healthy, sometimes it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Especially in the past with work, I've done that to sort of appease higher ups or whatever.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, Sydney's like, oh yeah, we know.
Yeah, I know, Erin.
But anyway, besides Andy Bernard, which I feel like I'm not really I don't relate to that as much because I think after learning about the Enneagram, I'm so aware of it that I'm like, don't be that person. Yeah. Don't be annoying.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before. It's always other people that are the same type that they'll do something and you'll be like, I really hope I don't do that. Or people who maybe take it to an extreme. So I feel like I really try not to be an Andy Bernard. But I will say the person I relate to at this very moment, I think of Anna from Frozen a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I totally
She's
could see
very
that.
Protective and dedicated to helping her sister. Very warm and loving and is so excited about this party to be around people and meet new people. And then she goes on this adventure to save her sister, which
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very similar in the sense that I am very protective, but I also try to be like that funny type too. Just don't mess with me. Just kidding.
And her whole life, like, she just wanted the approval of her sister. Like, remember, like, do you want to build a snowman song?
Yeah.
Like, of course we remember that song.
Do you want to? Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. You just
We've told
unlocked
the
a
story
memory.
before, I think, on
Have
the
we?
podcast. Yeah.
Gosh, this...
Long story short, we had a customer at Laudro who came through the drive-through and was listening to that song and blasting it and literally made us sing it with her, and she played the entire song.
And the kid didn't even want it.
No, the kid didn't even want it.
Want to listen to it.
The whole song. We had to sit there and like sing it with her.
I think you walked away at one point.
I did. I couldn't do it.
And me, that's again my personality is I just pushed through it.
Yes, you did. And she probably loved it. I hope she tipped us. Can't remember.
I don't think she did, but whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's who I would do.
Yeah.
Anna from Frozen.
It's a good answer.
Thanks.
I totally see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in certain light, your hair can kind of look a little orange, so.
That's true. My dad was a redhead. Mm-hmm. No, I was a whitehead.
I don't know why, like, whitehead sounds
I know.
bad for some reason.
The pimple.
Isn't that a blackhead?
Well, there's whiteheads and blackheads.
Oh, that's why.
Whitehead, yeah.
Okay. Fair.
Anyway.
Well, thanks for coming for the interview, Erin.
You're welcome. It's good to be here. That will also be $50 for me being on this podcast.
Hear that, listeners? Because I'm not paying for it. That's
Hear
all
that,
you
Mom?
guys.
someone's got to pay.
It's true. Cool. Well, we have one last final segment to do.
Yes. I just want to first of all thank all of our fans who have participated in some of our questions. We on our Instagram will post before our show, like, if you want to ask us any questions, and we'll answer them during the podcast. And like, we actually got a lot of responses, so we actually really appreciate that. And
we do.
It's nice to see people just, even if they're like fun, silly questions, like, we're really grateful for it.
I agree. It's so fun, and to know that people are wanting to know these things and involved, like, it's really nice. And in fact, we had a good amount of questions today that we even had to slim it down.
Yeah,
to only
that
a
never
few.
happens.
I know, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. So thank you all. Let's get into it.
All right, we're gonna start out with a super simple question. Okay, I'd like to shout out to my brother Eli for asking this.
Eli,
Who's
the type 8, right?
Yes, we love that. So what is your go-to TV show snack? I love this question because I don't know about you, but like maybe this is a problem, but I love to like eat and watch TV.
Yeah.
So like dinner, I love watching TV during dinner, and maybe in my defense, I don't like live with a lot of people, which I would eat with a lot of people if I had that. But I love, like, if I'm alone, like, it gives me company, essentially.
That sounded so sad.
I know it did. Okay.
Erin, do you need me to come over more?
Maybe. But it does. Like, I feel like you get to know these characters you're watching. And so, like, I love to snack. And so mine would definitely be, like, Cheez-Its.
Oh,
I love Cheez-Its.
Oh, I haven't had a Cheez-It in so long. That sounds so good.
So good.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I don't snack anymore when I watch TV, so I know
That's probably
so
smart.
boring, but no, it's not even by choice, because I'm like, I also love to snack when watching TV. It just like it pairs. Like a fine wine and cheese. But no, I have like dietary stuff, so I watch TV too late at night. I can't eat late at night. It's doctor's orders, but sometimes I cheat. I do sometimes. If I could eat while watching TV, my go-to would, no surprise, be hot Cheetos.
Oh, yeah. Wait. With?
Lime.
Yeah.
For sure. Or like more recently, I've been having like cereal. At like a night cereal, like a sweet one.
I'm kind of similar. Like, I would always eat it for dessert.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a dessert.
I like a savory breakfast.
Yeah. So just something crunchy. I want the crunch. And then you got to turn the TV way up because you can't hear over the crunching.
Yeah.
That's how I like it.
Yeah.
What's next?
All right. Next question is, and I think we'll probably end on this question.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This is an amazing question. I would like to shout out Anna. Like, this question is gold.
I like
Seriously.
this one.
What 3 numbers would you want to be stuck in an elevator with? I love this question because part of me is like, feels like, you know how you play The Sims? Part of me wants the most chaotic thing I can think of. Just to experiment. Like, just to see, like, figure out their behaviors and their interactions. Like, how are these types going to interact? Like, more of a study.
Wow, you were thinking
and then
this so
part
differently
of me is going to
me.
be like, well, what do I want to have, like, a good conversation?
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm going back and forth because I want some bold types in there.
Wow.
And then part of me is like, well, maybe I just want types that I know would have good conversation.
That's so funny. I went so practical with it. I was like, who's going to get us out of the elevator?
Oh, boy. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so maybe I need a 1 in the elevator with me.
Well, what was you have 2 scenarios, so give your answers for both of them.
Well, if I wanted chaos, I would just choose types that were very polar opposite from each other. Not to say that these types can't be friends or that these types are negative or positive in any way, but I would say like the most outspoken type and then the quietest type. But sometimes that can be a great mix because one talks more and one doesn't.
Yeah.
But I would say like 8, 5, and 7.
Why the 7? You're just throwing that in there for chaos?
Yeah.
Okay.
7's chaotic good.
Yes.
7s are chaotic good, 100%.
Yeah. That'd be a fun little crew.
I think that would be fun.
Might be miserable. I don't know why you're putting them in that scenario. A 2, a 7, and an 8. The 5 is going to be like, get me the hell out of here.
Or I could do just like 4 7s.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, that's an option. We can like do all the same
That's
type.
true.
Wow. We can't do 4 because you're a 2. You're there.
Oh yeah. Well,
Do 4
I could be in the
2s.
corner. Oh boy, I think I would be annoyed actually.
Yeah.
They'd be like, okay, no, you sit here. No, do you want the corner space?
Oh my God.
I'd be like, no.
I can be the only 2. Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
So my initial thought was I think I would want a 6, a 7, and a 9.
Okay, explain yourself.
So
you don't want me there?
6.
Just kidding.
You didn't say 1. Hold on a second.
You're right.
Let's. The 6 because I need someone who's on the same wavelength as me of like we're practical, we're trying to get out of here. Because if I just had a bunch of people messing around, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, no, what? Like we gotta figure out what we're like. Let's get out of here. This isn't fun and games.
Yeah. And I'd be like, so what kind of games?
Yeah.
We like to pass the time.
Right. So I want the 6 because I think the 2 of us could work together really well to come up with a plan. I think 6s are really good in crisis because they already know what to do. They've been thinking as soon as they walked on that elevator, they knew what they were going to do if it broke down. So I want the 6 there. I trust them. They're gonna get us out.
All right.
And we're gonna be kindred spirits. The 7 I want because I do want some fun. You know, if it's all 6 in 1, it's too stressful. It's too much stress.
Do you think you could butt heads?
Yes, although not. I think I'm a healthy enough person that I know how to let go as long as I have that 6 there too. So you get both. You get the fun and you get the serious, and I like the combo. Because if I need to be serious, I have someone there who can do it with me. But if I just need to relax, I have someone there who's going to brighten it up. You know, we're stuck in an elevator together. We don't want to be bored. We don't want to be angry. We need a little tension relief. So I need that 7 there to lighten us up, see the positive. They'll be like, y'all, this is an adventure. You can tell a story later. And then it's like, yeah, I guess so. The 9, because there's too many people in this elevator with conflicting views. I got a 6 and a 7 and a 1, okay? The 9 is going to be our just mediator.
Peace.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I think they'll just be able to, like, I don't want conflict in this scenario. Yeah. I don't. We need to be cool. We all need to get along. And I have a really strong 9 wing, so I think that also I would work well with a 9 being like, let's just make the best of this, make sure everybody's okay, like, we're all good. I feel like the 9 will just be keeping it real. Keeping it chill. Keeping it trill.
Oh boy, please don't ever say that again. Keeping it trill.
No offense to all the other types, but my elevator crew's the best.
I don't know about that. If you wanted a cool elevator crew, I would have been there, but
I'd go with 4.
You choose all the types except for a 2.
Like, that's just not what the 2 is. No, just kidding. Everybody in my life is a 2. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I need something new, you know?
You're too used to it.
It's true.
All right.
Nice. Well, that was fun. Hey,
Yeah.
guys, again, thank you for the questions, because this is like, I just love that.
I know, me too.
Especially fun ones like that.
And those were great questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I like to keep it a little light there at the end, especially when we're getting into like, deep stuff, and then we get to just F around a little.
That's true. All right. Well, that's all, folks.
Also, shout out to the other people who asked questions who we didn't ask today. There was one we didn't understand.
That was from Cole. Doesn't matter.
And then, so.
Yeah.
But thanks, y'all. We'll see y'all next week for some surprise topic that we don't even know yet.
All right.
So,
And now we got to go pick the topic.
Yeah.
Any suggestions would be great if you want to send us a message on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Please do. We'll take any suggestions.
Yeah.
Find us on Instagram at Enneagram Non-Experts.
It'll be just a picture of our faces. So.
It will.
A cartoon picture of our faces.
Yep. A bunch of videos of us.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll see you next time. Or you'll see us.
Bye.
Bye.